All right, Chick-fil-A fans, this one's for you. After a report yesterday, many of you called, wrote to us.
Question: if a fish sandwich is wild caught, why does it taste like the fryer? Let's pull back the wrapper and measure what matters: fish protein versus breading, oil load, and sauce chemicals. In this countdown, I'll show you which 11 sandwiches stack the deck with refined buns and salty spreads, and the rare ones that keep it simpler. You'll see how a lean protein gets buried under sodium and fat, and how to order smarter without giving up seafood. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 1. Filet-O-Fish. You think the small size means safer, but that soft steamed bun and heavy tartar act like a sponge, pulling in oil and sodium and handing it back to you in every bite. Wild caught sounds clean, but here the fish is a minced pollock blend in batter, then loaded on a refined bun with a mayo-heavy sauce. The patty's thin, the crust drinks oil, and the bun does the rest. Here's the kicker: you get a neat square of cheese that adds salt without adding fish. Look at the build, not the ad. Protein lands under a blanket of breading, sauce, and fryer residue, so the mass you chew isn't mostly fish. Panels show moderate calories, but a notable sodium hit for the size. The sourcing may be responsible, yet the final stack reads ultra-processed. Refined flour, stabilizers and sauce, and a melt that's there for salt and mouthfeel. Skip the cheese and ask for light tartar to tilt the ratio toward actual fish. Bottom line, not the worst, but filler still wins. Now at number 2, the fish gets bigger, but so does the filler. Number 2, Burger King Big Fish. Bigger sandwich, better value, right? Here's the catch: the big fish scales up the bun and the sauce faster than the fish. You get a thick coat of breading, a mayo-style tartar, and a soft, refined bun. The salt load jumps. The patty's heavier crust means more fryer oil locked in each bite, like a sponge that won't let go. Compared to smaller builds, sodium and fat run higher per sandwich, not because the fish is richer, but because the shell and sauce carry the weight. Here's the truth. Published numbers put it in the 500-plus calorie zone with about 28 grams of fat and around 1,180 milligrams of sodium. Protein sits low for the size. The bun's refined flour brings 51 grams of carbs with only 2 grams of fiber, so you get a fast blood sugar rise, then a crash. That combo stresses blood pressure and energy. Skip the sauce and add extra pickles to cut the chemical-laden spread. But the core stays the same: thick breading, oil retention. Next up, a panko promise that reads clean on paper, but not in your hands. Number 3, Wendy's Panko Fish. Panko sounds light, but once it hits the fryer, those airy crumbs act like Velcro for oil. Wendy's crispy panko fish sandwich stacks a panko crust, a mayo-style sauce, and a soft, refined bun. The fish flavor fades under salt and fat. You chew crunch and cream while the fillet plays quiet in the background. Here's the truth: you get 520 calories, 25 grams of fat with 6 saturated, and 1,240 milligrams of sodium. Protein is only 10 grams. That's a lot of filler pushing a small protein hit. The bun brings 51 grams of carbs with just 2 grams of fiber, so you digest it fast and feel the dip later. Check the sauce label patterns you see on chain tartars. Stabilizers to hold texture and added sugars for snap. Panko doesn't change fryer math. Deep-fried crumbs still soak oil like a mop. Ask for light sauce or swap in mustard to trim additives and salt. If you want a less processed bite, you need a different build. Now a roast beef chain serving fish, and serving a lot of tartar with it. Number 4, Arby's Crispy Fish. You expect deli craft. You get a saucy breaded block where the fish plays backup. Crispy breading plus a big pour of tartar pushes sodium and fat ahead of protein density. The broad, flat fillet gives a large breaded surface area, which means more oil grabs on during the fry, like Velcro. Each bite skews toward crust and cream. Here's the truth: a typical sandwich lands around 570 calories with 25 grams of fat and 990 milligrams of sodium, plus 65 grams of carbs and just 3 grams of fiber. Protein trails for the size, so the numbers lean filler, not fish. Tartar often packs sweet pickles, which add sugar without protein. That sugar makes the sauce pop, but it also nudges blood sugar while the salt stacks up. Go light on tartar and add extra lettuce to dial down the oil and sauce feel. You still get crunch, but less slip from the spread. Bottom line, it's a fried, refined carb package first, seafood second. And here comes the flavor darling that still leans on the fryer. Number 5, Popeye's Classic Flounder. Fans love the spice and the brioche, but that taste win rides on a thick crust and a rich bun that tip the build away from lean fish. The flounder can be decent quality, yet the buttered brioche, thick-cut pickles, and seasoned batter push the ratio toward oil and processed carbs. Brioche isn't neutral bread. It packs egg and fat, plus added sugar, so a lean filet turns into a calorie-dense bundle fast. It's like swapping a plain roll for a dessert roll, then adding a deep-fried jacket. Here's the truth from published panels and rankings. This sandwich clocks heavy, about 670 calories, 36 grams of fat, and a towering 1,960 milligrams of sodium for 25 grams of protein. Reviews praise flavor but flag fat and salt. Spicy runs can tack on even more sodium from seasoning blends. Mini fix? Ask for no sauce and pull off half the bun to taste the actual fish. You'll still feel the crust, but you cut filler and sugar. Next up, a drive-through classic that doubles down on the standard fryer playbook. Number 6, Jack in the Box fish. Fast, cheap, simple. But with the Jack in the Box fish sandwich, your first taste is fryer first, fish later. The patty's uniform texture tells you it's processed mince, not a whole fillet. To hold that shape, makers use binders that glue flakes into a smooth, same bite every bite slab. That texture cue matters because it masks real flake and invites thicker breading, which holds more oil. Then the sauce and bun pile on. Value buns often use dextrose, a quick sugar for browning and softness. The tartar leans on soy-based emulsifiers and thickeners to keep it creamy on the line, which brings extra sodium along for the ride. Here's the truth. That lab-built texture keeps costs low and consistency high, but you pay with taste and a heavier filler load. You chew crust and cream while the fish stays faint, like turning up the bass and losing the melody. Mini fix: order no sauce and add lemon when it's offered. The acid cuts grease and lets the fish show up more. Still, expect that engineered uniform bite. Now, what happens when one patty isn't enough? You get a double. Number 7, Checkers Deep Sea Double. 2 fillets sound like a protein win, but with Checkers/Rally's Deep Sea Double, it's twice the breading and twice the oil in every bite. Here's the kicker. Stacking 2 fried patties multiplies surface area, so more oil clings to more crust. Add a creamy sauce and a standard refined bun, and the fish-to-filler ratio collapses. You chew crunch and cream while the protein stays quiet. The salt load climbs fast because you double the seasoned breading, keep the same salty spread, and still have the bun's sodium on top. That combo pushes blood pressure and leaves you thirsty and sluggish. Here's the truth based on double patty builds. Protein inches up, but fat and sodium surge. 2 fried jackets mean more absorbed oil per bite, like layering 2 wet towels instead of 1. Refined carbs from bun and batter digest fast, so you get a quick spike, then a dip. Mini fix: skip the double, even then, ask for no sauce. The real fix is fewer fried surfaces. Next, a giant fish that leans hard on a giant batter. Number 8, Captain D's Giant Fish. A huge fillet looks like a win, but oversized pieces wear oversized crust, and that's where the filler hides. Here's the kicker: a broad slab means a wide, thick batter layer, so more surface hits hot oil and more oil stays put. The bun doesn't help. It's refined flour, fast to digest, so you get a quick spike and a crash while the salt still lingers. The result reads heavy and greasy, not lean and clean. Develop the bite and you see it. The batter runs thick. It can shear off in sheets and you lose flakes with it. Now you're chewing oil-soaked crust with less fish in the bite, like pulling off a jacket and leaving the shirt behind. Available nutrition profiles line up with that build. Giant tracks high calories and high sodium, because batter and bun add load, not protein. Ask for sauce on the side and split the fillet. Taste a piece without the bun. If it's quality fish, it stands on its own. Ready for a cleaner turn? Let's look at builds that respect the fillet. Number 1, Culver's North Atlantic Cod. Here, the fish can finally lead. You get cod that flakes, not paste, so your bite starts with fish, not filler. It's still fried, but the fillet quality and a lighter hand with sauce shift the ratio toward real protein. Look for whole muscle cues, an irregular shape, visible layers that pull apart, and a clean white interior. Those signs matter because they mean fewer binders and a more natural texture. The crust stays crisp without smothering the fish, so you taste cod first. Here's the truth from available panels and reviews in this lane. Protein reads strong for the size, while fat and sodium aren't as punishing as the heavy batter builds. The bun is the weak link, refined and a slog, so trim the extras. Skip cheese. Ask for light tartar or swap in mustard. That drop in sauce cuts salt and added sugars without dulling the fillet. Mini payoff, go light on tartar, add extra lettuce, and keep the bun in check. You keep the fish texture and reduce the filler load. One more seasonal option can work if you order it clean. Number 2, Chick-fil-A Seasonal. Limited time fish draws lines. The secret is restraint. Here's the truth. The base sandwich gives you a decent protein hit for the size, but the default tartar flips the script. Add the packet and fat and sodium jump fast. Keep it bare and you keep the lean edge. Think of tartar like turning up a salt faucet. A small squeeze can flood the numbers while adding no protein. A plain fillet with lemon stays cleaner, fresher, and you still get flavor without the extra load. Research on this seasonal build says the nutritional impact is significantly altered by tartar sauce, the standard condiment. That's the lever. Small sauce packets can drive big totals, so what lands on your bun decides how you feel an hour later. Swap in lemon, and you trim salt and heavy cream in one move. Skip cheese to avoid more sodium for no fish. Order plain. Add lemon. Skip cheese. You turn a filler risk into a quick, cleaner meal that actually tastes like fish. Last, the chain that screams, wild caught, and what that really means on the bun. Number 3, Long John Silver's Wild Caught Pollock. Wild caught Alaska pollock sounds pristine, but the fryer can drown that story fast. Long John Silver's uses a flour batter, the classic fish and chip style, not panko. That choice changes everything. Flour batters form a thin, tempura-like shell that looks light, but holds oil in tiny bubbles. Think of a sponge with crisp edges. After the oil bath, creamy tartar and a soft bun press that oil back into the bite, so the fish voice gets quiet. Here's the truth from available research, that flour batter impacts texture and oil uptake, which drives a higher fat finish than lighter breading styles. Chain tartars usually lean on stabilizers and some sugar to stay thick and shelf-stable on the line. The sustainability claim at the catch level doesn't change what lands in your body when the fillet is battered, fried, and sauced. Wild doesn't equal low processed once it's dressed for the fryer. Mini payoff. Ask for no sauce and try the fillet without the bun. You'll taste the fish you paid for. Time to land the big lesson. Fish protein versus filler decides your health, not the label. Here's the truth. Most fast food fish sandwiches sell crunch, sauce, and bun. The fish is the smallest voice in the room. That's how wild caught turns into lab food by the time it hits your hands. Refined flour, emulsified spreads, and oil-soaked crusts that drown a lean protein, like turning a clear radio signal into static. Order the fish to taste the fish. Light sauce, skip cheese, consider half the bun. Want the truth about what's really safe? Subscribe now so you won't get fooled. Drop your story in the comments. Who's serving real fish and who's selling fryer noise? Let's name names and fix meals.